What's good? It's your girl Amani Caesar.
Boy, Dre forever, baby.
Brian Reeves, Director 70x7.
Man, it's your boy, Artist.
The girl's Asia's name. Girl named Masam.
It's Young Spook, one half of Back in Business Podcast.
Era, the Gap 2 Diva.
Are you Milan? Here, Milan.
It's your girl, Flaming Gina.
This Auntie Pig.
Boy, Lou.
Ebony, aka Ebony with an I. I'm from the Big Head Radio Show, and I'm
With the King Teeth Network, huh?
You silly.
Yep.
And we're back. This is the King TV Network. Hey, my fault. I didn't. Anyway, we have somebody so special to the podcast network to not just be here and give her a chance for us to hear, but for us to show her that what she did for us wasn't taken for granted. Because what she did for us, and a lot of people didn't even know, is in 2022.
Yeah, last year.
Come on now, where I really got
Poppin'.
Come on now. She allowed me to use her space to interview some of my top interviews to this day. And here you go again. So look, we're gonna
He did more interviews than me
he did more interviews
in my own studio.
Come on now. Hey, bro, what's up?
Let's be clear.
How are you, man? We actually shooting right now. Me and CEO Marie. Oh, yeah. So,
Is that the funniest guy in Cleveland?
this might be the funniest guy in Cleveland.
Is that the funniest guy in Cleveland on the phone?
I mean, he's feeling good about it. Let me call you back, though, Brody. He's gonna feel good now.
Yeah, no, he is pretty funny though.
Oh, he is.
I fuck with him. He's a great actor.
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
he's grown and took himself to a level and pushed himself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something that you personally do, like naturally. Like you push yourself, like you said even earlier.
Yeah,
stepping
for
yourself
sure.
out of your comfort zone and
For
shit like
sure.
that. But I have CEO Marie in the building. Can we get a round of applause? Scotty Too Hotty's not here, but we need some. Thank you. How are you?
Who is Scotty Too Hottie?
Scotty Too Hotty is actually the guy that helped me when back in your studio.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Okay,
Yeah, he's so quiet. He doesn't
yeah.
introduce himself. It's
Yeah.
Scotty Too Hotty though.
I know you're talking about.
The people know now.
Shout out.
But like I was saying before, Hayward, the funniest man in Cleveland, called. You helped us tremendous. Like you said, I might have done more interviews in your.
You did.
Did I?
You absolutely did.
Really?
Absolutely.
And it was like 2 months, right?
Yeah, and you were doing like a lot. You were doing a lot.
So we was grinding, but she allowed us in her space. Not just allowed us. I mean, she gave me a whole key, and she really didn't know me. And the thing
I really didn't know
no,
him.
like at all. But she believed, and
Yeah,
that's what.
you're right.
And for me, that is literally why I go so hard.
Yes, I love it.
Because people it was just happening out of nowhere, and it was just and shout out to Andrew Lloyd because he actually told me about you.
He's the one that kind of like connected us together.
Exactly.
So he definitely vouched for you.
And
yeah,
to this day I thank him. Like,
Yeah.
every week. I think that
Yeah.
guy like every week. I ain't gonna lie. But it's because people don't do that
Right,
enough.
right.
And there's so many talented people that works extremely hard, but will never get that chance because they never give themselves the opportunity to be helped.
right,
They always secluded themselves, and
right.
but when you take a chance, like honest people want to help you.
Yep.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Like I haven't really, and I'm glad I got to say it on camera.
Thank you.
I've thanked you
Yeah,
multiple times,
for sure.
but thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's again why we here. We would not be this far. I mean, our board was actually a nice board when we was over there. Come on now.
No, now you got this one.
I got this one. The one behind you though, that's the original.
That's the classic.
But it was, if you go back to the early, you can go back to Andrew Lloyd's interview.
Yeah.
You can go back to Milan, the artist. You can go back to so many
Congo.
of it. Congo. Oh man, our anniversary episode.
Yeah.
Like you can go. And the thing about it is, she started off our engineer.
Yeah.
Come on now, I'm gonna get to
did.
your story, but that's how I do the first part. I gotta talk a little bit because I need people to understand how thankful I am because somebody did that for me to get in here. Like don't get it twisted. Like I'm paying my ways. Like
Absolutely.
And if you go back to the first short I ever put out, I didn't pay it that month, and that's why I had to start in February. But I watched that a couple days ago, and I just never will forget those moments because it doesn't matter how big I get, how far I go, because I'm gonna go big
Absolutely.
and we're gonna go far because
Absolutely.
of everybody that watches. But is if you forget that part, like why does it matter when you're that big? Like who cares?
Because that's where you stay grounded at.
That's where you stay grounded at, but that's also where you know where to always go grounded to come back to when it comes to helping. Like in my own way, I have to do the same things.
Right, for other people that's coming. Yeah, absolutely.
So with no further ado, Miss Yo Marie, we did our claps, but we're gonna get into the story and
Can we cut some here?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Not that I have a potty mouth or anything.
But something might slip out. But we talked about a lot already, but I really want to get into you did I did something that you did prior to it was an aspiration of mine.
Okay.
The red carpet
Yes.
for the OEAs.
Yes.
That was a moment.
Ew, ew, ew.
How was that for you?
Actually, it was very bad. And I'll tell you why.
And I'll tell you why.
I was really excited to get the opportunity. And just what you said earlier, I reached out to Andrew and I was like, yo, I want to do the red carpet. If you need someone, like I'm interested. I took that leap of faith. I reached out. Like you said, sometimes people just want to seclude themselves and not really ask for opportunities. And I was like, I want to do this. This is dope. So they went back and forth and they picked me. I was excited. There was a few other people there as well, but I was just so excited to have that moment. And so, called up Ned. Shout out to Ned. He's my photographer, one of my very good friends. And he was down. So I came with my camera crew. I had my best friend Taylor there kind of assisting me. But about a week before, my little brother died from diabetes.
Oh my God.
And so it was like such a heartbreaking, crazy time, right? I had never lost someone I was that close with. I mean, I've seen this boy since he was a baby. He was my baby. He used to be with me all the time. When I got my car, I pick him up. We out in these streets, and so that was such a hard thing to do because I had committed to this. I called this man and asked him for this opportunity.
Yeah.
Not saying that he wouldn't care who died, but like he don't care who died. Like the show must go on. So for me, that was such a hard thing, and nobody would ever know. No. Like all smiles.
To this day.
Everything went amazing. I looked amazing. Shout out to my makeup artist, my stylist, all of that. Videos, everything was amazing, but inside I was like hurting so bad. So yeah, that was such a lesson for me. Like the show must go on. When you the CEO, the show got to go on. No matter what, if life is around you, like you still got to get out there and inspire people and impact people, no matter what.
How did you, oh man, there's so many questions I have from that. But I guess my first one would be, what was the feeling after?
After I was done with the red carpet? I felt good. I felt accomplished. I felt fulfilled. I mean, you can't lie, being on camera and getting that attention and everybody, the line is lined up to talk to me. Like, of course, like that's the ego booster and a confirmation of like, okay, I did the right thing. Cause I really wanted to cancel. And it was like a snowstorm. Yeah. Like I really wanted to cancel, but it was confirmation like, okay, you did the right thing. So I just felt very happy and like, I felt so alive. Like how rappers say, when they on the stage and they performing or whatever, that's what I feel when I'm like in front of the camera or like interviewing people, especially in that moment. Cause that was like my first red carpet, you know? So I felt good. I wanted to do it again and again and again.
Did you feel him being proud of you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I want to ask that right.
Because even before...
Of course he's proud of you.
Yeah, even before he passed, like, you know, we would have conversations and he was just like, I'm so proud, you know. And I really wanted to get him in there to work with me because he had kind of the same aura and personality as me. But, you know, it just never worked out that way. But, yeah, absolutely was proud.
Does it push you now in the moments that you don't want to do media anymore?
Yeah, yes and no.
Okay.
Because he would tell me, like, you don't got to do nothing you don't want to do.
Come on now.
You know, so like,
Come on now.
yes and no. Like, yes, I want to do this for my people that's not here. And I want to show them, you know, because they watching, the ancestors is with me. Like, they here right now, you know. I believe in that.
Felt it.
But just show them, like, this what I'm doing. Like, you can't be here to do it, so I'm about to go hard. I'm about to do this for all of us, you know.
Shit.
So, yeah. But he'd tell me don't. He'd be like, them. You know, so, yeah. I love him.
I love it. I love it. So, you told us growing up, you always had confidence.
Yes.
You always had moments that you were in basically the boss position.
Yeah.
But you also told us that your whole life was kind of, because you broke down media so beautifully. I've never heard it that way.
Okay.
So, but like you are, like I asked you, did you always know what you wanted to do with your life? And you said, yeah. And then I asked you, because I thought we were transitioning into a new phase into your life,
Yeah.
but it was always
Always here.
It was all, wow.
Yeah.
Did you feel like, what was, and of course, CEO Marie, what's your Instagram? Let's get that out the way.
Yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram at CEO Marie. I also have a YouTube channel, The CEO Life. So, yeah, that's what it is.
And you started off with a podcast with your friends.
Yes.
Entitled
The Boss Code.
And from there, did you feel like you accomplished something?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What was that?
In 2018, people weren't doing podcasts. Like, people were doing podcasts, but not like it is now in
'cause I started
2023.
in 19.
Everybody has a podcast, darling. I'm
You
talking
was
about
right. You was
famous
right.
people,
Yeah.
regular people, everybody. So I definitely feel like I was a pioneer in that industry in this city.
You better not forget it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very humble. There were some other podcasts before me, like DMST. I love them.
shit.
Shout out to them. Just the way that I gave you opportunity, they gave us opportunity. We tried to collaborate on a podcast through this event. Long story short, it didn't work out. But I was like, yo, like, let's just do the podcast at y'all studio together. And we did it. The vibe was amazing. And so, you know, all the homegirls left. I'm like, how much to record here? Like, it's time to get out. It's time to get out the dining room table.
Come on now.
So,
get the pleasantries out the way.
Yeah, so we worked out something and we started recording at their studio. Shout out to DJ Brainstorm. He was the engineer, so he would be there I think we recorded on like Thursdays or something. And so that's kind of how it started to grow. You know, again, going back to me asking for the opportunity, humbling myself and being like, yo, like, what can we do? And paying the money, you know.
To do it.
You got to invest a little bit when you want to grow a little bit. And I was ready to get out the kitchen table.
So how many episodes did y'all do before you was like, all right, we need to get to something? Like, I see it being something.
Maybe only like 5.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So it started having a little motion in the ocean.
Yeah. And
it took us about 25 people. And I'm talking about this podcast. I've had 2 others.
Yeah.
So I've been working at this a while.
Like 5 because, again, I was like one of the only female podcasts in the city. So there was this guy that was like trying to do a live podcast event. So he like reached out to me very early on. Like, hey, I want y'all to come on to do. So that's how we met DMST. So once I saw the opportunity, I'm like, oh, we need better sound. We need better look. Let's go over here.
Do you feel like you walking in, and y'all got to watch, go on Instagram, TikTok to get the other stuff. Y'all, do you feel like going into your friend's house with a mic saying, let's do this tonight, open that door for that one, for the DST, for you to see it and say, I'm going to go. Like, let's say you didn't do those 5 episodes prior to that and you had that saying and would you even be there?
We wouldn't have had the opportunity because the guy would have never reached out. Like if you don't start, you're never going to get opportunities. Like you have to start. You have to start. The person who don't care about being perfect, who don't care about what their background look like, and they started, they're going to get more opportunities than you because you worried about perfect. You worried about, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you have to
That's
just
the
do
epitome
it.
of the King T Network.
You have to start.
I promise you. We started in my grandma's
Exactly,
attic. It was my grandma's
exactly.
attic on my phone.
Exactly.
I would never forget that.
And you was in your house doing it too, wasn't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A
Gotta
whole
start.
season.
Now you're in a whole studio, one of the biggest studios in Cleveland. Come on now.
Wow.
Come on now.
But what type of fearlessness does it take from you to actually make that happen? Because that's different to just say it and actually do it when when it's actually an opportunity.
Right. Well, I'll say this. I could have been more fearless, right? Because I brought my friends with me. So they were my comfort. They were my support. And yeah, they would have supported me if I would have popped out by myself, but I needed them. I needed them to make me feel comfortable to jump out the window.
Why?
You know? Because that's just how it is. When you're doing if you're about to go rob a bank and you're like, man, okay, let me just see if such and such will come with me. Like, that'll make me feel bad. Like, I know you got my back type shit, you know? And then also I'm thinking long term. 5 people promoting the podcast versus 1 is better. 5 people paying for the studio is better than 1 person. So I'm also thinking in terms of business, like a group, a conglomerate may be more beneficial than just me by myself. Sometimes you need a team. Yeah. People always want to do stuff by themselves.
Not sometimes.
You need a team. Exactly.
If you want to be at big heights, though.
Exactly.
Now, you can do small shit by
Exactly.
yourself. But when you're talking about moving mountains,
Exactly.
you can't do that by yourself. It's not even designed that way.
Exactly.
So you do go by yourself though for a little while.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
I think I only did maybe 4 episodes.
Right.
So after about 2.5 years, I think maybe people's lives changed, right? And that's something that is a challenge in media, right? We still gotta look young. We still gotta, you know what I mean? So like the girls, you know, they had babies, they got relationships, jobs, things changed. So
after 2.5 years, yeah.
I felt like it was a burden for them.
Wow.
Because it had always been my baby,
Have
my
you ever told them
passion. Yeah, we had conversations about it.
You're such a communicator.
So I just was feeling like, damn, like I think this is more of a burden for them than a passion. And I don't want to do that to these are my real friends. Like, these are my homegirls, like, for real.
See, I'm trying to chase juicy shit. Did you tell him yet? No, I knew you told him.
Tell who?
No, you see what I'm saying? If you wouldn't have said that, that would have been a moment. Oh my gosh. It wasn't a burden. You would have got that text.
Well, they did say that though. They're like,
Wow.
they were still down, but you know, your friends gonna say that. But I know.
But
like,
those are your real friends.
Yeah, so it's like, I know that it's hard for you to get here at 7 o'clock on the weekdays and you got a newborn baby, like stuff like that. So I was just being considerate. So when I decided to do it by myself, you know, I told myself, I said, all right, it's just you. Mm-hmm. You don't got no excuses, nobody to blame if it don't go how it needs to go. And it was also me trying to figure out, am I done? Is this still my passion? Like, what is this what I want to do? And so doing it by myself, I kind of realized, I think I've mastered this. Like you said, I was doing engineer, I was doing the media, I was doing the camera, I was doing everything. I'm just like, I want to go bigger. I want to do more. I want to be challenged. And I just wasn't anymore.
So have you always looked to challenge? Why have you always looked to challenge yourself?
Because the gratification that you get at the end when you beat the challenge, when you hit the next level up, like, you be like, I knew I could do it.
So that's where that stature came in from birth. You was out here challenging the doctor like, wait, I'm alive. I'm alive.
You want to know what's crazy?
What?
When my mom was pregnant, now mind you, my mom, she's from Colombia. She's an immigrant.
Oh, wow.
Been here, though.
Did not know that, though. So
And
you're part Colombian?
Yeah, maybe. Got to hit the ancestry to really find out. But at the end of the day, my skin black. But, so I say all that to say, she was poor. Mm-hmm. We didn't have the best doctors and all of the best care and stuff. Mm-hmm. The doctor told my mama, this child is going to be mentally retarded and not going to be able to walk by herself. That's what the doctor told my mom, right? My mom already had my sister, so she got 1 kid already. They're like, you want to move forward with the pregnancy? She's like, yeah. So then, come time when I'm born, they still telling her that. Like, oh, no, she going to be, mentally retarded. She's not going to be able to walk. She put me in foster care. She gave me up because from her perspective, like she a young mother, you know what I'm saying? She like a STNA. She don't make a lot of money. She can't take care of this child that's going to have all of these disabilities. And I respect that, especially for parents who do keep the kids who have disabilities. It is a job. It is a true, you really have to have your heart in it, right? So I say all that to say, do I look retarded? Can I not walk?
Come on now.
So
Is God not good?
from day one, like the odds was against me. Like the doctor telling my mama I'm not gonna be able to do nothing, and I did it. You know, so it's funny. My dad, he came to visit me at the foster house or whatever, and I don't think I maybe been like 3 months or something, crawling, fine, normal. He said, we need to get this baby back. We need to get my daughter back. That was like the one good thing he did for me in my life, and so. She got me out of foster care and all of that stuff, and that's a story a lot of people don't know.
Wow.
So like you said, from birth, when I came out, I was telling the world, I'm not gonna be nothing you said I was gonna be. I'm gonna be better than that. I'm gonna be more than that. So I guess maybe that's why I like to challenge myself.
Did you always want to empower women?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because
Since
of
forever. No, not because of that, but just like I always
Hit your lip.
I always just been in this position where like my friends just like look up to me, you know, and like I had a best friend and we would do everything together, but she always looked to me like for the final decision, and I had to lead her the right way, right? I had to lead my friends the right way, so I just always felt like I'm the one that's empowering people because I always was empowered, you know.
Okay.
I always felt like I had enough of that to give versus like being drained or like not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just always had enough to give, you know. So yeah.
I don't know if these gonna like rub you the wrong way, but I want to just say them because you beat them. Teenage mother, kind of not in the, still in high school. You know, and I've had beautiful queens on here speak on this. Being. Did you ever believe you would be a statistic? And I can't say the word.
Statistic.
Come on now. Statistic.
Can you spell it?
The bullshit they try to put over your life.
Spell it? STATITIC or something like that. I teach gym.
Come on now.
I don't know.
Come on now. I graduated.
But,
they still gave me the degree. I don't care if I do it or not.
I know
I
that's
got the
right.
degree. Come on now.
Please get degrees.
Come on
baby.
now. Even though I was on the dean's list, you're not gonna play.
Me too, baby.
Come on.
Okay,
That don't mean
just
I
like one
knew it.
semester though, but that don't matter. I was there.
Come on.
But
I got the letter.
I always been a statistic. You know, my mom was an immigrant, so I'm a child of an immigrant, first generation born here. I didn't have a dad growing up, so I'm like this, you know, girl without a dad. That's another statistic. You know, my mom a single mom. That's another statistic. And then boom, pregnant in high school, statistic. And this is right when like the Teen Mom MTV show was like real popular. So yeah, a statistic. I always had been that, but it never defined who I was. But when I got pregnant, I definitely felt, I don't know, it wasn't a happy time for me. It was a very traumatizing experience. Although I had a lot of support from my community, my school, my family, my mom, everybody supported me, I felt traumatized. And that took years to like heal from. But I don't care about no statistic. Like, I'm going to be a millionaire. That's a statistic too, right? So like,
boom!
You know.
That's what I want to hear.
So yeah, that never fazed me. That never fazed me. And then I'm surrounded by people in my community that kind of had the same kind of things as me. So like, low-key, it's normal for nobody to have a daddy. It's normal for, you know, your mom to be by herself working 3 jobs. Like, that shit was really normal, you know? So it didn't feel like a statistic or like we were, you know, living a bad life. We had a good fucking life.
So you grew up in Cleveland?
Maple Heights.
Maple Heights. And you
Cleveland, yeah. It used to be a suburb of Cleveland.
It's not now.
I would say it's just a
I love how you say used
to. It's just a burb now, but
it's the burb now.
But yeah, that's where I grew up. I moved there. My mom moved us there from like Buckeye when I was in 3rd grade. So that's kind of like where my life started.
Wow. Okay.
3rd grade. That's where my life started. Yeah.
Got real fun. Less traumatic.
Yep.
Shout out to the people in my True was good. My boy in Buckeye.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about support because you kind of mentioned it a lot.
Yeah.
What was it like for you, and what did it mean to you? Like, where did it come from? Like, what was the support? Like, where was it? Because you didn't have a father. Like, where did the support come from? And then, like, how did that make you feel?
Right. So you mean like with the baby, or you mean like in general?
I'm talking about from the jump, and then you can get to, because I feel like you are, when we were talking earlier, you said that it was like, it was a surprise, but you had a lot of support, so you were okay. So I felt like you already had support before that happened.
Yeah.
So when, where, kind of why?
Yeah, already had support, but like, you know, my child's father, like his mom, we were real close. His family we was like real close, so they were very supportive. So to have like both sides. And then like teachers, like, you know, doing everything they can to help me get my college application done, help me get my financial aid done, stuff like that. I felt very supported in high school, right? Now, I had my daughter when it was October. We graduated in June. So for that short time, like, I felt very supported in my community, right? But then when I went to college, I went to Kent State, and they had this program for people like myself who had children, but they still wanted to go to college. And so I was an adult student, according to the paper. So I had my own apartment, and I had like a work-study job. They like set you up with all of this stuff. So there was a lot of support for people with children at Kent State. So shout out to the Flashers. I know you didn't go there.
My grandfather has been a professor at Kent State since 1985.
That's dope. That is so dope.
Literally was with him today.
What do you teach?
Architecture and design.
Oh, yeah. That's
He's
dope.
A fellow.
Dope.
He's about to get a whole nother award.
Dope.
It's crazy. But
so, yeah, so like in my community, in my bubble, I felt supported. But when I stepped out into the real world with this baby in this, you know, this town that's 45 minutes away from everybody that I love, I definitely felt very alone and very like unsupported. So I had to find resources. Like, I ain't had no money. I got welfare check. I got food stamps. I got every resource that the county was giving. I went and I stood in those lines, humbled myself, was treated like shit, you know, yelled at, talked to crazy just because I need help, you know. But I went through all of that just so I can get what I needed from my kid, you know. So the support, it comes a time where you got to support yourself. Like,
that's a boss too, though.
Yeah, you got to.
That was a boss ass move. You standing in them lines. Like,
yeah, it was.
Everybody ain't gonna do that. Everybody ain't gonna humble themselves, especially being from. Oh, I get all the good grades.
I get everything I want. Yeah. Now I'm in a welfare line. What?
And how did that mess with your mind?
It didn't mess with my mind at all because it made me stronger. Like, this is what you got to do. Don't care about what these people say. Yeah. They probably want to buy some food stamps.
Come on.
So, yeah, it made me stronger. It didn't make me feel less than. And unfortunately, a lot of women do feel less than because those workers, those county people that's in those offices, they are so rude. They are so mean. They are so, you know, you might fill out the application wrong because you ain't never did this before, you know. They don't teach you this in school. Oh, my God, you got to start over. Go get back in line. Like, shit like that. And it's like, some people it would break them. It would make them feel less than. It would make them feel like, I ain't gonna be able to do nothing. This all I'm ever gonna be, you know. Yeah. I didn't feel like that. Not me. I was like, come on, give me the money. Give me me my check. Yes, I was.
I feel like
because it was a tool.
Yeah. And you saw it as and not as a crutch.
Yeah, and some people do.
Let's talk about it.
Some people do use it as a crutch and scam and take it when they don't need it. As soon as I was able to get off of it, I got off of it. I was happy. I was very happy and proud that I could walk away from all of that assistance, honestly.
And when was that moment, and what did that moment feel like to you? Because that's a great moment.
I'm trying to think. So I had studied abroad. I think once I came back from Italy, I didn't get that stuff anymore because I moved back to Cuyahoga County, back to Cleveland. And I just felt like, you know, I got a year of college left. I'm working. I don't need that shit. Like, I need to work for, you know what I mean? And they do be real invasive. They be all in your business. You know, they want to know all of these things. And it's just like, you're not going to have that control and that power over me no more. I don't need you. So you don't need to be in my business. So I felt good. I felt empowered. Yeah.
I love it. I just want to say again, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
It's called Get It Off Your Chest. I feel like you got a lot off your chest. But you, like you said, and I think this is a trend in your life, you should keep going.
Yes.
You ask for what you want.
Yes.
And actually, people, and I wasn't going to say it.
Tell them.
She told me no.
Because she's actually the only person to ever tell me no.
I don't remember this conversation.
Only person that ever, in her own studio. That's how I knew she was a boss. I was like, yes, ma'am. I was like, I can't even say nothing. It's your shit.
I don't remember that conversation.
She is the only person to ever tell me no when it comes to doing an interview. Everybody else then finessed me, then said maybe later, then said yes, and I never heard back. But she was like, she appreciated me enough to just tell me, not right now. And it may not have been nothing about me. It may not.
It wasn't. It wasn't nothing about you.
We wasn't as big as we.
No, it was. You want to know something?
kidding.
When you met me, and when we were working together,
That whole
I was
situation?
the most depressed
you was
in my
telling me about
life.
it. You was telling
That
me
was
about
the most depressing time because, shortly after I lost my cousin, who I loved so much, and that shit just, it really rocked my world. Like, I was so lost and just hurt and heartbroken. So, like, me saying no, it's like, I know I'm not going to show up as myself. I don't have nothing to give to you, nothing to give to your brand, to your listeners. So why would I be selfish for the moment and come and sit and talk to you when it's not purposeful?
It's weird, but that's when I knew you actually cared about me, though.
Yeah.
Cause you.
Thank you.
Because you said no and, like, handed me a key to your place. And it was like, okay, so, all right, I'm going to just keep working till she believes.
Do your thing, 21. Do your thing. No.
So
And thank you for having me, though, because you could have been like, oh, I'll let you know. I'm busy. You could have had, like, your ego could have been like, oh, now she want to come on my show.
Yeah, because I'm getting
because I reached out to him. I reached out to him. He didn't come back. He didn't circle back. He said, okay, I'm going to give her space.
Spin the block.
He spin the block.
I do.
But in a subtle, humble way.
I just be like, hey.
Because somehow I see your ass everywhere.
I just be like, hey.
I see your ass everywhere.
Am I doing any better yet?
Everywhere.
I swear I be doing that.
He be everywhere now. But yeah, I was like, yo, like, I want to come on the show. I'm ready. So yeah.
I think this was when timing meets opportunity, and I'm so grateful for that, because not your opportunity. This is my opportunity, because I wanted to show that I was I've been telling everybody, like, anybody who's ever supported me, I said, I can tell you thank you all day, but the best way for me to tell you thank you is to do what I said I was about to do.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
That was, I mean, I was texting people at like 8 o'clock this morning about this one.
Yeah, you did. You sent me a confirmation too.
Yes.
He's very professional, guys.
I'm trying. We're trying to take that next level. And,
I love it.
And I thank you, but it's called Get It Off Your Chest. Until we see you again, whatever you need to tell the people is your time.
Before I do that, I wanted to say I'm very proud of you. And, I'm retired out of the podcasting world. I still will be behind the scenes, but it's in good hands. I really feel like you really are about to take it over, for sure. You're going to be the biggest podcast out of Cleveland. And Marie's saying that. And I really mean that, So,
one of the godmothers of this shit, like, for real.
Yeah, because I'm still
from
young.
the camera to the mic to everything.
You're going to be one of the biggest. For sure. Because your work ethic, man, you work. Now, you ain't got no kids or no wife, so
facts.
You can do that.
I ain't gonna lie, I got one waiting on me right now.
But you work. You work so hard. So I love that. So get it off my chest. I'm a person that say what I mean and mean what I say all the time. So I don't ever really be harboring stuff that I want to say. I be saying it. So this is hard for me to kind of think about what I want to get off my chest. I don't know, man. I would just say, like, love the people that's around, that's here, because in the moment they could be gone. Like, I lost the two people I really loved the most, the two guys I really loved the most, Michael, Juwan. They're not here no more. And so I just wish that I would have loved them a little more. I wish I would have hugged them a little longer, called them one last time, So that sits with me sometimes, just thinking like, damn, I should have just called again. So for me, this is me getting it off my chest. I'm going to forgive myself for not calling, for not hugging longer, for not reaching out, checking up. And this is a reminder to you to do that. If it's somebody that you really love, that you ain't talked to in a while, send them a text. Send them a DM. If however you can reach them, like, reach out, let them know you love them, so they can tell you that they love you back. Because it's going to be a day when they not going to be able to say that to you no more. So that's what I want to get off.
We done almost cried like 5 times here, but this has been the King Teeth Network, and
we out.
the